And welcome back to the Toddcast. I'm Todd Richards, KFES 12 Sports Director, and this is Glenn Campbell, the President of Baseball Operations, minority owner of the Cape Catfish, winners of the Prospect League Championship. First time in team history, Glenn, that you did it, of course, Sunday night, 2 years in a row. How are you feeling right now?
I was just at the office. Mark Hogan was in there, and he goes, he's laughing. He goes, how you doing? I go, I don't know, man. I'm still trying to pinch myself and see if it really happened. That the end of that game, to go 60 games and to have it come out on a foul ball that hits the batter's bat and we win it, it was just surreal. So
it was. I was about 20 yards away, and I thought, did he get hit? Is it a foul ball?
I know.
And everybody froze. It was almost like, frozen in time. It was we're looking, it's 6-5 at that point. It's kind of setting the stage. We've got Troy O'Keefe on the mound, the Perryville native pitching, and everybody's waiting. They had a man on, right? We had a man on first. I'm making sure I got everything straight. 2 outs, and it's like, what happened? It hit the barrel of the bat, or hit the
knob of the bat.
The knob of the bat, I should say. Hit the knob, and it just was like frozen. Everybody looked, and then he looked like, wait a minute, I think I got it. He grabbed it, and then you came back with this. He threw him out. They celebrated, and Glenn brought over the trophy, and I'm knocking over the mic. But that's okay. We're going to get this thing straightened out for you.
Well, and a little fun fact. I went to the umpire room. You were down on the field. It was all crazy and for a while. I went to the umpire room just to make sure they had their food, like I always do. You always want to make sure the umps are happy. And I said, hey, what happened on the last play? And all the umpires go, we had it hitting the knob. We could hear it hitting the knob. And the home plate umpire, Preston Childers, goes, he was out regardless. He ran the baseline the whole time. As long as one of your catcher or your pitcher made a throw, it wouldn't have mattered if he got him out or not. He was called out. So I go, well, that's nice to know now.
And Glenn, you've been around a ton of baseball over the years, and once is hard enough to win.
It is.
Talk about how hard it was and gratifying to win it 2 straight years. Talking about that Prospect League Championship.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a people don't realize there's 20 teams in this league, so we're playing some really good baseball players and teams every night. I mean, Terre Haute, 3 one-run games. We hadn't played them all summer. And so, it's funny. You go back, Mark Hogan, built this thing. And the first year into it, you knew with a guy like Mark Hogan, they went to it, but they didn't win it. Lost it in 3. And then they had COVID, and that wasn't good. I mean, they, for a young franchise, they lost a little money, and they come back in 21. I'll be darned if they don't win it. And then in 22, it kind of went down, and that's when I was doing play-by-play for them on the mic. And Rusty Hendricks, a lot better than me, took over. But I came in 23, and Mark says, Glenn, I just want to win a ring with you. And once we do that, we're good. And I'll be dang if we haven't done it back-to-back. People go, you guys make it look easy. I'll tell you what, it's not easy, because it's 35 or 40 new kids every year. It's usually a new coaching staff. In this case, we did have a new head coach because McClure couldn't come, and Colin did a great job, Bukevich, and a brand-new pitching coach and a brand-new bench coach in Moises Rosario. I mean, it is hard, and these kids got to hang around for 10 weeks, and some do and some don't, and it's just the grind. I'm tired. I mean, at the end of it, I'm just going, hey, man, win or lose, let's get this thing done. I need to head to the lake. I got some downtime. But it is difficult, but I tell you, when you win 2, now you want to win 3. So
you're going to be back.
Oh, I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back. And
that's great news.
I think Hogan and I, we haven't talked about it yet.
And, of course, Mark Hogan, the Hall of Fame manager, used to be with SEMO forever, did an unbelievable job. Great guy. You're 2 of my, favorite people out there on the baseball. We spent many hours out there in the heat and seeing you out there. And I want to go backwards for just a second. Of course, as you call him, Hoagie or Mark Hogan, but and yourself. The first day I noticed when you had practice, and I happened to be out there the past couple of years on the first practice, like a Saturday, I believe. You're pouring sweat, but you always have a smile on your face. And this is when I think it all starts, and that's what I tell people when we talk about it, is you're handing out uniforms to the players, getting to know your players, and it has to be a true labor of love for you to do all that. And talk about how important that bond that you set is.
Yeah, early on, it's very important. I mean, we, in my life, the businesses I've built and the things I do, if I do it, I'm going to do it right. And so I just, I came in and brought a little more structure to what they were doing. The baseball side of it was great with Mark. It always was, and it always will be as long as he's around. But the structure of it, business-wise, and some other things, I've been around businesses and built them. So I think from the minute you start, You get down there, Jim Limbaugh shows up that first day, speaks for a minute. We get a team chaplain down there that speaks for a minute. And we like to do things the right way. And we tell them right away, guys, this is the best summer you'll ever have. You get out of it what you put into it. So if you give us everything, we'll give you everything. And I'm telling you, knock on wood, the last 4 years, the boys have bought in, and I don't see that change. And people, I think now, some players left me today, and they said, hey, man, I still got 2 years of eligibility. I want to come back. And I said, hey, contracts come out in October. We'll send you one. And by the way, think about who else is in your league or on your team that you might want to bring. Give us a name. And that's how we built this, is good players giving us other good players, because if they're coming back, they're not going to bring a bad player with them. They're going to bring a guy that, number one, he fits in culture-wise, and number two, he's a good baseball player, and that helps.
And, no doubt about that. And the culture, the host families that play a role, we could go into that. It is literally a family affair out there, from the little kids who know the players that are out there talking to them, to those host families. And it's from all over the community, all walks of life, isn't it?
It's unbelievable. I mean, Ryan and Allison Davis, it's like a hotel over there. They've had 3 kids. They've had 4 kids. This year they had 6 kids. And it's because of kids moving in and out, kids coming late. We had so many we've had, the Daniels have been here since the very beginning. They're just, there's so many families that are in this thing. The Ringwalds have been here. We just gave Betty Voss, she's the first to ever go into the Hall of Fame for the host families. We had a lot of new families. I think we have maybe 20 host families now. And I don't know this for a fact, but I feel like talking to the other owners, we are one of the only teams that completely host our kids. And so we don't want them in hotel rooms. We don't want them in dorm rooms. We want it to feel like a family. We want people to get fed real meals. And I really want to make sure they're home when they need to be home and they're supposed to be home. So a host family, if somebody doesn't show up for 2 days, Todd, somebody will go, hey, by the way, I haven't seen your catcher in 2 days. Well, then I got a problem. I need to find out where my catcher is. I just don't want the responsibility of kids running around a city for 10 weeks if I don't know where they're at. So we run it top to bottom as professionally as we can. And the host families, people go, how are you guys so successful? I go, there's about 4 or 5 things I can tell you about, but the host family is one of the biggest. So.
Absolutely. Now, Luke did a story. I remember one of the ladies, she had mentioned she stocks a refrigerator for them. That's the way it is. And, it's really neat to see that, the way people are and they are in this community. And that's what, I don't know how about you, Glenn, and we'll talk a little bit about your business. We don't want to get into that tremendously, but you have an amazing success rate in it going back, which we'll talk about. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but I think this is the right size team for this community. That's me. I think it works. I think Kappaha Field, I've said that before, it has the right cutout. People can sit up on the hill. It's the right size. It's the right team for now, and hopefully for a long time in the future. What do you think?
1,000%. And this league has some incredible venues. You go to O'Fallon, who used to host a pro team, and then you go over to Thrillville over there. They used to have the minors over there. Down in Jackson, that was a AA team. Great facilities. We're the smallest facility in the whole league. I love it. We seat about 900, and we sell out. We had 1,600 people there the other night. That means 700 people didn't have a chair unless they brought one. That is an awesome. People are. I'm with Brawley Palmer, 6 deep, watching behind the tents, and I just think that's kids are running around chasing foul balls, and people are screaming, and we don't even count the people up on Cherry Hill. There's 200 people up there that don't pay to get in, get to watch great baseball. So you're right. It's perfect for the community. It really is.
It's really cool. So everybody whipping those pizzas out, and of course the beverages and the different trucks and just everything that's going on. And the young ladies who work for you and the young men, whether it's obviously Rusty is terrific, and or whether it's they're always nice. This is the attitude. I've seen you, bringing them, pizzas or whatever some of your work. They're always nice to me, and I don't forget that. Sometimes I'm out there with the camera covering the games or whatever, and they're always. It's really cool. It's a really special thing that you got cooking, and I want to commend you for it.
I appreciate it.
And I did want to bring this up, and we'll come back to the team in a minute, but you had quite a business success story. Would you be able to share that for a minute for people who don't know? Because you could do it better than I could.
Sure. I mean, just a quick version. I graduated here in 1987, went to work for Foot Locker. I wanted to learn how to run my own business. I was there for 9 years, had some success, and a buddy and I decided that we needed to open a hat store because a lot of times people were bringing shoes into Foot Locker and trying to match them with hats, and at that time there was no hats. We're talking the early 90s, no internet yet, so it tells you how old I am. And we said, if we could do a small store that had 200 college teams, all the pro teams, I think we could be successful. And we grew. We started that business called Hat World in 1995. We bought Lids out of bankruptcy in 2001. Grew it to about 600 stores, actually sold it in 2004. I stayed on up until recently, about 2019, to run it. And when I left, we had about 1,500 stores doing about $1 billion in business across the world. And it was very blessed, man. It's been, and again, it's just like this. I get a lot of credit. Mark Hogan gets a lot of credit. People that are founders or presidents or CEOs get the credit. It's the people you just talked about, the people slinging pizzas, the people that are doing social media, Rusty, Darren, my daughter and son-in-law out on the deck, my wife doing concessions, my son working the plaza. I mean, it's all of the people I can name. My crew. I sent a note to him today, and I said, "What a summer! What a team!" And I go, I don't mean the team on the field. I mean the team behind the scenes, because that's the team. There's no score, and nobody. But I can tell you, it's the best team in the Prospect League behind the scenes, and then on the field, it even makes it better. So,
yeah, it is something to see. So, here's Glenn Campbell, your wife, family, anywhere in the world you could live and live comfortably. I think I'm pretty safe to say, you've selected Cape Girardeau, you selected this community and the Catfish. What is the driving force? What do you love so much about it here to make this your life?
You and Briley were talking about it. It's such a great community. They get behind people that want to win, that want to do better. And so Briley's a community person. Everything she does, that sip and soar thing she does, the thing she's got coming up tomorrow, we try to do the same thing. We are not making money at the Catfish. We're not losing money. We're a break even every year. We may make $3,000 or $7,000. If we do, we'll put a new bathroom out there. We're not here to we want to make Capitol Hall Park a better park when we leave it, whenever that is, Mark and I. And we just want it to be a good experience. People come out, and for $2 or $3, they can get in the game, or $6, they can buy a hot dog, and they can, for $20 or $30, you can bring your kids out there and run around and see a friend and maybe have a beer and just watch baseball like it used to be. And it's the community. If we're going to have a community, we got to have people that can write checks, and there are people that can do that. Some great entrepreneurs in this city. Great, but you got to have people that also do things.
Of course, the Patel's the owner.
The Patel's are, man, and they're behind the scenes. Andy and Anissa, they're out there. They were taking pictures with the team. People don't know this, but Dogwood feeds a lot of our guys. I mean, Anissa she'll slay behind a stove and cook meals for my kids when they go on the road. So they don't
very nice people.
Incredible. Yes. They don't ask for a lot. They just want to come out there and be part of it, and they're happy that it's successful. And it's their vision that has 1,000 people out there on a Friday night just enjoying life. And so it's cool. If you didn't have it, what would people do, Todd, during the summer? And so I think it's awesome.
It would ruin a lot of summers for a lot of people. I can promise you that, just the reaction that you've gotten. Social media also, how much has that played a role in your team?
Oh, my gosh. Maddox Murphy started it when I came in 23. I knew that young lady. She helped kick it off, and now I've got Cheyenne and Bree and Aubrey and Reagan and Layla and I missed somebody. Lacey, 6 girls this year. And if you've seen some of the stuff they put out, it's the stuff they get these guys to do.
And the numbers you've had.
It's unbelievable. We just got verified on Instagram, which is tough. It's a blue check mark. And we had 1.4 million views the last 30 days.
Crazy.
It is.
And let me ask you this. You see like the Savannah Bananas and the Banana Ball.
Right.
And you'd be crazy not to, but have you taken a page of some of their stuff?
We certainly have. It's funny, when I came to this league, we had a deal with the Savannah Bananas that they would consult. So I actually called and got to talk to the owner, and he said, hey, whatever you do, don't copy us, because it was lightning in a bottle. He goes, you've got to win games. So you can't have guys on stilts and doing things. It's real baseball that you've got to play. Not that they don't, but yours is a little more serious. He goes, at the end of the day, do what fits your area. And so we try. We're going to add some new things next year. We added a ketchup, mustard, and relish race this year. Every year we try to add one little twist that if you came out last year, you go, wow, the pizza guy's cooking wings now, or, oh, there's a new race. I want something new every year where people go, it's not the same old thing. We try to, because the baseball part's great, but it's also entertainment, so you got to do some things like that.
So we've got a lot to look forward to next year.
We do. Hopefully it's a three-peat. I mean, I know the kids, we got a handful want to come back, and Mark and I, here's the deal. I know winning is not everything, but if you don't come into something trying, it's like this podcast. You started this. You want to get some good numbers, some great guests on here. I mean, that's what you want to do. You want it to be a great podcast where people want to be on it and people learn stuff and get to introduce it to people. That's the same thing with baseball. If we don't win, we don't win, as long as we're doing things right. But we want to win every year. We want the fans. They like winners around here. Look at SEMO. I mean, you talked about they just won something, right?
And we had Briley, of course.
Yes.
We referenced her a
Look
little
at
bit
what
earlier.
she's doing.
Now they're having the coffee and the practice tomorrow morning at 10. So they're seeing, I'm sure, a rise. She talked about it and how the community is getting behind that.
100%. This community is so awesome. If they know you're trying, they will get behind you. You don't have to win every year. I mean, look at Briley. She struggled. And then, like you said last year, man, they won 4 or 5 in a row to end it. I'm excited to watch the team this year. I really am.
And finally, I got to share one story about Glenn here. And I left my water bottle. I worked Sunday. They won the championship. I'm riding a high on the adrenaline. And I said, man, I think I'm going to run by Campbell. It had to be 12:30 in the morning. And I said, I'm going to see if I can get my KFES 12 water bottle back during all that celebration. I see a car out there. I said, hey, somebody's here. Who is it? It's Glenn Campbell on his phone. He said, hey, Todd, I've got 150 texts. He's answering every text.
It was.
My friend, congratulations. Back-to-back trophies for the Prospect League.
Yeah.
First time in franchise history, a 3rd championship, and more to come because you've already made that pledge to everyone.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for coming on to the
Thanks for having me on.
Toddcast.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, my friend, and I hope that this won't be the last as well.
No.
We've got a lot to talk about still.
Absolutely. You take care. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Glenn Campbell, and thanks for checking us out, everybody. We'll see you next time on the Toddcast.